Welcome back, trainers. So we have a pretty fun video here. We're going to be testing out Conkeldurr in the Master League. So let's go. I told you I was going to bring you separate videos because there was kind of a lot to cover as far as what it can do, the performance, and why you would want that secondary charge move, Stone Edge on it, alongside Dynamic Punch. So let's go ahead and jump right into these. Starting it off with Melmetal, Conkeldurr, and Togekiss is my team composition here. So the team that you do see on either side is not my team of 6. I just threw those up because I'm using those primarily in these battles. So he is going to be starting off with Gengar. And something else to take note of, these are sort of just warm-up rounds. People don't really have too much in the Master League. I put out a request on Twitter for people to send me Master League battles. You know, some of them did let me know that they don't have too much that they're working with because, you know, they're focusing on the Great League. And I completely understand, and I still appreciate the battles too. So anyways, he is going to be switching into the Machamp, in which I answered it with the Togekiss here with the Charm. And we did put in work. Togekiss is going to be melting the Machamp away, but it does need to look out for the Rock Side. In comes Mamoswine. The Ancient Power would have been super effective to it. The Powdered Snow is hurting me quite a bit, and this Avalanche will absolutely devastate me. I do decide to let it go through because we have Conkeldurr in the back here. And we'll run into several situations. So this is one right here. Gengar, Ghost, and Poison type. If I would have done Dynamic Punch, it would have done no damage whatsoever. Stone Edge was enabling me to take it out in basically one hit there. So there's one good example. So starting it off with Conkeldurr, not exactly your best lead, honestly. You can catch something, but for the most part, you don't really want to lead with it. And then I'm met with the Kyogre, and we're just going to go ahead and go for the Dynamic Punch and getting a great there. Not good. I do believe he blocked it anyways. He's going to be switching into Glade with Confusion, and then I answer it with my Snorlax with Lick. I really am having a hard time debating on which moveset I do want to run currently. This Snorlax that I am using has Lick, Body Slam, and Earthquake, and it is a 100% IV. And the IVs that you want to pay attention to in the Master League are going to be 100% simple, folks. No more of this or number or that number. You just want the highest potential possible. So in comes the Tyranitar, and we do hit it up with an Earthquake. So I don't know if he didn't, you know, maybe expecting another Body Slam. And then in comes the Kyogre here, and we were barely able to get off another Body Slam. Snorlax is a very good Pokemon. Also, I want to run Superpower on it, but I did a lot of sims, and it doesn't seem like it has too much of a win streak with that. So we are down to our last Pokemon. That is going to be Metagross here, and I was a little bit nervous, but he was hitting me with Surf. I didn't think he had a secondary move on it, so we're able to farm him down, and then Tyranitar comes in, and we're able to hit it with the Meteor Mash with 1 HP on that Metagross, 1 or 2 HP, very close. And I'm surprised I was even able to get it off with that bite that it does have. Starting up the next match with Hydreigon against the Gyarados with Waterfall. This is a fantastic position here, but we do need to look out for Twister, and I don't know. I think, you know, Twister, not Crunch. I mean, it's not very effective. In comes the Aggron here, so we will be switching into Conkeldurr and absolutely demolishing it. We're definitely not going to be pulling up a shield here, and these battles are best of 5, so whoever wins 3 rounds. And that is pretty much it. So we're waiting for that next Pokemon. We do have a shield down. In comes the Gyarados, is what I suspected. So we're going to go ahead and go for the bait. Now at this point, he's seen me use Stone Edge, so he knows it's back there. So he was expecting it, and that was perfect. So now we're going to go Stone Edge, but he shields it up again. But that's okay for us because he used both of his shields. And at this point, we can go ahead and go in here with Togekiss, and we can pretty much just tank everything. And here comes a Hydro Pump. So Hydreigon would even resist that as well. So last in his party is going to be Vaporeon here. And like I said earlier as well, that some of them just don't simply have a bunch of Master League. And, you know, it's an expensive league to play in. If you don't have secondary moves, then you really have to narrow down to really specific picks for yourself. Anyways, so that is going to be getting off another Aqua Tail, and we do survive it because we're Dragon resisting it, and in comes the Gyarados. I thought that was hilarious. The Gyarados floating in the air, so good games there. And now we're going to move on to our next opponent, and I'm going to be going with Hydreigon yet again, Conkeldurr, and then followed up by Togekiss. So let's start this off. And this is exactly what I want to see here, a Mewtwo. And I have Bite on my Hydreigon. The reason why I have Bite and not Dragon Breath is in case I run into a Giratina as well. So he switches into Scizor, and then we reply with our Conkeldurr. And yes, it is going to be Bug and Steel type, so it's not going to be per se weak to fighting, but it is still going to be taking a good amount of damage from it. And we do run into a bit of a lag here. That's okay. And I'm just going to feint this down. He runs into a little bit more lag, unfortunately. So I decided to just feint it down with counters so I have energy for the next Pokemon. He has 2 shields, so he's looking to burn them, but I also have a bunch of energy, so I don't need to get stingy. Going for that Stone Edge, if I went for the Dynamic Punch, it would have hurt it, but not like that with the Stone Edge, right? Against that Flying and Water-type Gyarados. In comes that Mewtwo, and I'm thinking, sure, let's shield it up. This is a video about Conkeldurr. Let's go. But he has shields on his end, so obviously he's going to shield this up. Yeah, for sure. And I do make the switch into Hydreigon here. I didn't know if he had Ice Beam, so I let it go through, and Hydreigon can just absorb the Shadow Balls from whatever it is because of that Dark typing. Very nice. So going into the next match, met with a Lugia here, going in with the Melmetal. And I was expecting a switch, and he switches into Slacking. Don't shake your head quite yet. Just look at that body slam damage on that Conkeldurr there. So he's not going to be doing really any damage with the quick move Yawn, but that body slam can be spammed. But I mean, it's really not that great at the end of the day. So we do take that out because we're super effective. In comes the Lugia here. So we're going to go for the bait first. Hopefully we can get a shield, and we do. Fantastic. And now we're going to go for that Stone Edge. Let's see if he will shield up 2 times in a row. And he does. So we burned 2 shields. So it's good. At this point, I don't know if I should have really used that shield there, but that's okay. We make a quick switch into Melmetal, and we have a couple of Rock Slides ready to go here. So I am running that Superpower as well. He switches into his Scizor, and I think I go for Superpower at some point during this battle. I think I was just testing to see how much damage it would do. First I go for the Rock Slide, and then I'm pretty sure I go for the Superpower. Superpower is going to lower my attack and defense, unfortunately, so it's not ideal for you to continuously go for that if you're not in a good situation. So in comes the Lugia yet again, and it has a charge move ready to go. So it's pretty expensive for that one, so I was expecting, you know, probably just going to have Sky Attack, so we do go for that Rock Slide, and we don't even need to get an Excellent on that, and we take the win there. And moving into the next one here, let's see what we have going on. Starting it off with Garchomp against Metagross. So this is a great situation for me. I'm just catching these leads here. So we're just going to go for the Earthquake. Maybe we should have went for Outrage, kind of bait the shield, but there's no real point to get stingy with the energy right now. We're in a pretty good situation. I knew he was going to switch, so we're going to go ahead and move into that Melmetal here, resisting those Dragon moves. Looking great. And then we're going to hit it with super effective Rock Slides, of course. We didn't hit it right away because even if it hits us with, say, Hurricane or Draco Meteor, that's going to do a decent amount, but we're in a great position to just let everything go through and build up as much energy as we can so we can just spam these Rock Slides back to back here. And as well as have a little bit of energy when the next Pokemon does arrive, and that's going to be Snorlax, in which I'm going to go ahead and go for Superpower at this point because, well, super effective, but he shields it up, so we lose our attack and defense, and we make that swap immediately into our Conkeldurr, and he is, of course, going to switch into the Metagross, but it is going to be part Steel, and it's also going to be Psychic. It's not super effective, but as you can see, Dynamic Punch is no joke, and we take it out. In comes the Snorlax. And we're going to go ahead and just do that Dynamic Punch again. This is going to do a lot of damage and taking them out. So good games, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our next opponent, starting it off with Garchomp, Conkeldurr, and then the Melmetal. So this is going to be a local trainer, so shout out to you. Let's get it. He's starting it off with Snorlax here. Now, this could be a good and bad situation. It really depends. So he's going to hit us with Body Slam, but we're going to be able to spam those Outrages at an extreme rate. So it's looking pretty good for us, as you can see that there. So we're just going to go ahead and go for another Outrage, except for we don't. We hold our energy. Very good. And then we make the switch into our Melmetal, answering that Charm User and getting Garchomp out of there with a bunch of held on to energy. And we're just going to go ahead and spam those Rock Slides onto that Gardevoir, doing neutral damage, but a ton of it, as you can see, while Charm isn't really doing much. Now, the Shadow Ball, I think, yeah, so take a look how much Shadow Ball does to Melmetal in the Master League from a Gardevoir. A good amount, but enough for you to not shield up and be comfortable to continuously spam. So we're looking great, and at this point, the Melmetal did serve its purpose, so we can let it go. No need to shield it up and waste there. So we're going to bring our Conkeldurr in. He's going to be making a switch into the Lugia. Now this Lugia, I'm going to tell you, gave me some troubles. It is very good, and he has a secondary move purchased on it, and I didn't know at first. So I figured kind of, though, This guy's pretty serious about his battles, and it was a shiny maxed out Lugia. A lot of people would want to possibly get that secondary move. So we do switch, or we didn't switch. We were taken out, and now we're with our Conkeldurr left, and we shield up the Sky Attack. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and go for the bait. He knows I have Stone Edge, I think. So there we go. That was a good bait, but it didn't matter. It was so low that I think that Dynamic Punch would have taken it out. In comes the Snorlax, hitting us with a Body Slam, finishing it off with one counter. And then in comes the Lugia here, and there's no more shields. We're going for that Stone Edge and taking it out. That was a close one with that shiny Lugia. Very nice. Moving into the next battle. He's going to be starting it off with that shiny Lugia, and I'm going in with the Conkeldurr. Bad situation for me. So I don't necessarily want to go to my hard counter right away. We've talked about this before, because then you're left vulnerable. More than likely, if you switch, then they will switch. And then your hard counter is sitting in the back and to the Pokemon that you need to counter later, right? So we do let that Mamoswine take us out. It gets the boost. It gets the boost. All right, so now what are we going to do here? Bring in Melmetal, of course. And we're going to go to town with the super effective Rock Slide. So we do know that it does have Ancient Power, as well as Avalanche. So we really don't have too much, but the boost is killing us. Did you see how much Avalanche did on a Steel type? Not good. So we do make the switch back into our Conkeldurr. We have to use that shield. We don't want to go down, but unfortunately for us, he brings in a hard counter, and that is going to be Gardevoir. And we are met with a shield to our Stone Edge, and we're not even able to get to another thing because, well, Charm is ripping into Conkeldurr. And what we're doing now is gaining a bunch of energy. We have a shield. We're looking fine here. And then we're just going to go ahead and spam that Rock Slide. We don't need to spam it because, well, actually, yes, we do. It doesn't take it out. All right, we're going to go for it again. Let's take it out. And what are we going to do at this point? It's not looking good because he does have a Lugia in the back with a ton of health left. So no matter what I do, I can't pull this one off. That lead killed me, and he had a good team composition to mine. Let's see what the Melmetal is trying. The Melmetal is trying, guys. I'm telling you, it is amazing. That investment that I did make, if you did see that video, completely maxing it out, purchasing that secondary move, using the TMs to get the moveset that I do need, it was so worth it. So starting it off with the Metagross to this shiny Lugia again, this is a fine situation. Now, if it hits us with a Hydro Pump, that's going to hurt. But we're going to be able to spam Meteor Mash a little bit faster. If he hits us with Sky Attack bait, then not so great, but we call it. We call the Hydro Pump, looking great. He does bring in that Heracross, and we're going to answer with our Charm user, Togekiss, and we're in a pretty good situation. Hits us with Close Combat, and now he goes down. Now, a little tip for you, if you have a Pokemon with Close Combat, what you can do is use it kind of like a suicide Pokemon, where you get off the close combat, it lowers your defense, and you want to get taken out as quick as possible so they cannot farm you. You can use it in that aspect. So he is bringing out that Mewtwo, takes us down with Ice Beam, and we do have an answer to that, and that is going to be Conkeldurr for now. We're tricking him. We just want to gain a little bit of energy, and then we're going to go ahead and shield and make a quick switch into Metagross, but he has other plans, and he switches into his Lugia, which is going to work out for us as well here, because by the time he's able to get to Hydro Pump, we're going to be able to just Meteor Mash it into the ground. So he is just going for the Sky Attack. He knew at that point, he's like, I got to get off as much damage onto that thing before I go down. And Meteor Mash is pretty strong, and we're able to get to another one to take out that Mewtwo. Metagross is quite amazing, and it's going to be expensive as well for that second charge move. I always want to call it third move, which it is a third move, but anyways, going into the next battle with our next opponent, starting it off with Hydreigon. He's going in there with Heatran. We're looking great. See, we have to look out for Iron Head and potentially Stone Edge. Whatever does get through, we can still carry on. It is going to be a Stone Edge, probably the worst thing I wanted to see here. So it's still fine. As you can see, the bite is absolutely tearing into it while we resist the Fire Spin. So we are able to take it out with Bite barely with like 3 or 4 HP left. And whatever comes in next is just going to demolish me. That's going to be a Dialga. I wanted to see Dialga. Finally, now we're going to bring in our Conkeldurr and super effective damage. He's bringing in Togekiss. Oh boy, we got to get out of there. So we meet it with our shiny. And now you can really see the difference in the regular one and the shiny. The shiny just looks like a little dirty. All the other one looks clean. So we take out the Togekiss with Ancient Power. In comes the Dialga here, and we are going to just let it go down because we want to bring in our Conkeldurr. And we do have energy ready to go, in which we're going to be going ahead and go for that. I didn't hit it excellent because I knew he was going to shield it. It's his last Pokemon, last shield, and we take him out. Good game. Moving into the next one here. Let's see what we're going to be starting it off with. Melmetal and to the Lugia. So this is great. We've seen this before. Getting ready for that switch, but oddly enough, he's staying in the fight. I think he really wants to hit me with a Hydro Pump. Here we go. We have possibly another Lugia with 3 moves on it. Let's see here. So we haven't seen a move come out of it yet. What is this going to be? Do I call it correctly? I do. I let it go through. And I was like, he's still in here. He's got Hydro Pump. He's got other plans. There's no way he would just stay and keep going like this. And then he has another charge move ready to go. So I was like, nah, I'm shielding this up. And it's Hydro Pump. So we're safe. We're good. So we finish it off with quick moves. We have a ton of energy on this Melmetal here. I don't want to see fighting. So I don't know if what happened here. But what's about to really happen is you can't see the Pokemon, and I didn't know what it was. I honestly thought it was a Gengar because I can hear the Shadow Claw. So I made a risky switch, but it is Giratina altered form? I think it is. Well, we'll see. You can see it faint. There it went. There it went. Just for a split second, you're able to see it. That glitch happens once in a blue moon, but it's kind of wacky. Anyways, we have Togekiss versus Togekiss here. So it's all about who can get to that ancient power, but actually, or whoever can charm the other one down, just like that. So we do bring in our Conkeldurr to absorb whatever that is going to bring at us, which is Aerial Ace. I was expecting an ancient power, but that's okay. Let's see if we can still pull this off here. So if he has ancient power and Aerial Ace, we're fine with the Melmetal because we're resisting both of those. And we're just going to go ahead and go for that Rock Slide and take out that Togekiss. Now we're going to be moving into the last battle. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends who may be interested in Master League to see what the future does possibly hold for the Master League here. So yeah, there you go, Conkeldurr. How did I enjoy it? I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like it. So now you can see why you need Stone Edge if you're trying to use it in Master League. If you go in there with just Dynamic Punch and Counter, you're going to be in trouble and it's not really going to work too well. Sure, it might find some sort of usability in some situations, but having that coverage with Stone Edge is going to be a whole lot of help for you for sure if you're going up against, I don't know, like say a Crobat or a Ghost type or a Poison type, right? Anyways, so we have that Raikou out there. And we're using Chandelure, a little fun pick for the end here. Just thought I'd throw that in there. We needed something to resist Fairy, and I thought that was sort of fitting. But let's see if we can pull it off. In comes the Scizor here. And we do make a switch to absorb whatever that Scizor is going to throw at us. We'll be resisting it, unless it's Night Slash. But I didn't think he was going to go for it because I was the fighting type. In comes the Dialga. So it is going to be part Dragon and then Steel, so it's not going to be weak to fire, but it is going to still hurt it. But he does shield it up. Maybe should have went for that Shadow Ball first. I might have been able to get to another one. We're going to shield up whatever that Dialga is going to throw at us, and now we have a Dynamic Punch ready to go. No more shields on his end, and we're able to just run amok with the Conkeldurr, the star of the video. Anyways, trainers, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it yet again, and I'll be catching you all next time with some more videos regarding Conkeldurr. Take care, and I'll catch you all next time.